Good day, everyone. We are from Group 7 of Business Education, and we'll be taking you through developing business message. In the course of the presentation, we'll be talking about the meaning of developing business messages. We'll be talking about the key concepts of business messages. We'll be talking about the types of business messages. We'll be talking about the writing stages. We'll be talking about how to develop business messages. And then we'll be talking about benefits of business messages. And then lastly, we'll be talking about the challenges of business messages. Thank you.
My name is Akekule Afolashade. I'll be talking about the meaning of business messages. So what is business messages? Business messages is the way brand interacts with their customers, with their outside world, the way customers interact with get information across to their customers and the outside world. So another thing is that business education allows customers to connect with their customers on their preferred messaging channels, like different ways where we can actually communicate with their customers online. Examples of business messages channels: we have SMS, we have Facebook, we have Messenger, we have WhatsApp, we have social media direct messages, we have Google business messages. So another thing is that generally business messages have like content related to business and how it can be a message for internal purpose, or such as like employee or broad director, or external for clients, creditors and service provider. Thank you.
I'm Titilayo Ogunwade, and I'll be taking key concepts in writing. Audience refers to the receiver and the decoders of the information. They analyze the information and they understand them. Brainstorming is a technique of creating content by listing ideas as they come to mind. They think of creative content and they do them. Chronological development refers to the technique of organization that defines events in order in which they take place. Okay, they divide like events in order as they take place. Collaborative writing, a process for writers to produce finished reports, proposal, and other vital documents. Contextual factor relate to the component of writing that, such as circumstances, organizations, processes, and readers that impact the writer's stress at every stage. Thank you.
My name is Anemika Sharon Eyikachi. Still on the key concepts in writing. Number 5, we have credibility. This denotes the rate at which an individual is viewed as believable based on competence, moral, and consent forwarders. The next one is discourse community. They are a group of communicators that come to the same idea and objective in concern of manner of participating in public discussion. Number 6, drafting. This is the introductory part of writing. Editing. This refers to the process of assessing a writing draft to ensure that it fits standard good English style and organized business writing correction. Free writing. This is a technique of generating content based on unstructured writing and the documentation of ideas as they occur. Thank you.
My name is Oshumi Oludamala, still on the key concept of writing. I'll talk about general to specific development. It's a procedure of organization that begins with overall information on the subject matter, followed by precise details. Secondly, we have genre. This refers to the agreed upon format of writing that develops in a reaction to recurrent circumstances and permits users to act decisively in a particular encounter. Next, we have journalistic questions. Journalistic questions refers to critical, essential questions: who, what, why, when, where, and how that journalists investigate as they focus on and prepare their storylines. It's also the format in which the journalists use to create their news and their investigation. Lastly, we have mapping and clustering. This refers to the process of generating content by emphasizing the central topics and its sub-elements. Thank you very much.
My name is Olayinka Toluwaburi, and I'll be taking the types of business messages. There are different types of business messages, and it all depends on what is the purpose of giving out that business messages to other person on the other end. The first one, we have the verbal business message. Verbal business message are the primary mode of passing a message. There is no need of much structure and strict compliance compared to written messages. Verbal messages are frequently passed on in order to carry out routine business activities. Number two, we have the written business message. The written messages are used whenever the information being passed on needs to be complied and filed. This is where some of the employees may commit mistakes while drafting a written business message. In case any mistake occurs in the written business message, it can become permanent and get filed. It is important to be extremely careful when writing a business message. Number three, we have the routine business message. This is to rely routine information to a particular audience. It is used to convey details about an upcoming event. Thank you.
My name is Opalu Adiba, and still on types of business message, we have positive business message. This message is specifically for either the employees or the customers. For example, this is for sales team. If they meet up with the quota of the company or the sales team, positive message is sent to them. Also for employees, if they do well in a particular task that has been given to them, a positive message is sent to them. And for the customer, this is a message sent to them for having to do business with the company or the organization. This is a message sent to them to tell them thank you for working with us. Another type of business message is negative business message. This message is sent either to the customer, to the employee, or anybody that has a hand in the business. This message is sent to show frustration, dissatisfaction, or any form of anger about a job that has not been done well. This message is sent in a formal way, and so rude words are not used. Another type of message is persuasive business message. This message is sent to anybody to persuade them, to tell them that they should act right on a job or on the message that has been sent to them. Thank you.
My name is Opeyemi and I'll be taking writing stages. So the first writing stage is pre-writing, the second one is drafting, the third one is revising, the fourth one is editing and proofreading, while the last one is publishing. So pre-writing is known as planning stage. This is when you plan what you intend to write. So in pre-writing, the writer is expected to use at least 40% of his writing time in pre-writing. This is when you plan what you are going to write. This is when you think about what you are going to write, and this is when you know, okay, this is how I'm going to draft out my writing messages. The second writing stage is drafting. So in drafting, the writer is expected to use at least 20% of his writing time. So in drafting, the writer highlights his or her idea in comprehensive thoughts. So when you are drafting, you bring out your own thoughts, the thoughts you think about before. You are going to bring it out in a rough sheet. So when you put it out in a rough sheet, then you are ready for the next stage. The next stage is revising. So in revising, you have to go about you are going to go on the thing you drafted earlier. So in revising, you take time to correct some things that you drafted. So once you do the rough sheet, you revise everything you've done in the rough sheet. The next one is editing and proofreading. So in editing, writers are expected to edit all the things that they've drafted and they've revised. So when you edit, you check for all forms of errors that might have been done in writing processes. And when you proofread for grammatical errors, for spelling, for facts, and all other things that might have gone wrong when you are writing your letter or writing business messages. So the last one is publishing. So after all has been said and done, then the next one you need to do is to publish your writing listing. So once you proofread, you publish everything you've written down. So that's all concerning writing stage. Thank you.
My name is Okudi. Still on how to develop a business messages. There are 5 stages in developing an effective business messages, and I'll be taking the last 2, which are collection of all factors related to selected ideas and outlining and organizing the message. The last step of the 5 actual message brings in a proper way. The order of the main ideas of the message is very important. Part of it reflects the logical, organizing, carefully prepared message that puts favorable effects on its receiver.
My name is Precious Aliyah, and I'll be taking benefits of business messaging. One, what are the benefits of business messaging we have? We have increased customer satisfaction. That is, when customers engage through their channels, they are delighted with their services. Number 2, we have engage with more customers. That is business that offers more channels, does not affiliate customers with preferred messaging needs. Number 3, we have provide real-time conversation. That is, when a consumer do not want to wait for days for their response, they want immediate messaging that is fast, positive response for them. And number 4, we have handle of more conversation. Definitely, you agree that as a business entrepreneur, as a business owner, you will not be able to talk to customers on the phone effectively. That is how we can do that with business messaging. And number 5, we have elevate of customer strategy. That is, every organization that we involve in wants their customers to be happy. And through that, you can do that through business messaging. Thank you.
My name is Olamide. I'm working on the challenges of business messaging. One, we have inconsistent communication channel. The change in the channel at which a business uses to communicate with its customers may affect the way they go through it. For example, if a network provider like MTN communicates with its customers via SMS about their offer, it's okay for us as customers because we are used to it and we already know that it wants to pass the message across. But if MTN staff begins to call or come to our houses to give an information or the other things, it may fall on our offensive side as customers. So the communication channel that a business uses has to be consistent. A business has to stick to one channel of communication. Number 2, information overload. The word overload means an excessive amount of something. Clear and short information on screens are easily understood by customers. But when too many information is put on just one screen, customers may just read the first 3 information and not be patient enough to read other things that the business is trying to communicate. This is so because the information has become too overwhelming. Number 3, lack of collaboration. Workers in the business realm are to work together to pass the message across. When there's lack of collaboration, business messaging will be difficult. For example, you want to buy an item and the person attending to you says it's 5,000 naira. But the person you are to pay to says it's 5,200 naira. In this case, there is lack of collaboration amongst the workers. But if proper collaboration exists in such a business, the customer will not get two different information without an inquiry. Number 4, which is the last but not the least, poor communication skills. When businesses commit grammatical blunders, when they use small fonts that people cannot read, or screens being too far, people or customers will get dissatisfied and communication skills are said to be poor because they do not understand the message that's being passed across to them. Now, in conclusion, communication is an essential component of business. While communication is a natural part of the human experience, it's important to consider how you will communicate in a positive and effective manner that aligns with your responsibilities and reputation as a business professional. Thank you.